Okay, this is lesson 8.2, which is the zero product property. And so what is the zero product property? What that is it says if A times B equals 0, then either A equals 0, because this would be 0 times B, which is 0, or B equals 0, because A times 0 would be 0. Then A equals 0, or B equals 0. Because any number times 0 is 0. So if I were to put this in my own words, if the product of two numbers is 0, if the product, if the product is 0, then one of the two numbers has to be 0. Then one of the two numbers is 0. So how do we use that? Well, if you take a look here, this is set equal to 0, right? And so if we use the zero product property, then we know that A times B equals 0. Either A is 0 or B is 0. So if this quantity right here was 0, this whole thing would be equal to 0. So what if x plus 5 equaled 0? Well, x would equal negative 5. If I substitute negative 5 in here, negative 5 plus 5 is 0, then I get 0 equals 0. That's why this is one of the solutions. What if x minus 2 equaled 0? So I'll add 2 on both sides. If x equaled 2, I'm thinking that when I substitute it in, this whole thing will equal 0. So let's try it. 2 plus 5 is 7. 2 minus 2 is 0. 7 times 0 is, guess what? 0. So what we do is we need to set each of the binomials equal to 0 so we can figure out the number that makes it 0 so that when we multiply it, it equals 0. Okay? So the two solutions here are x equals negative 5 and x equals 2. Looking at example number 2, if we use the zero product property, then we need to figure out what value will make this 0 so that 0 times something equals 0. What value will make this equal 0 so that it will be something times 0 equals 0. X equals 3. X equals 8. So if x equaled 3 or 8, when we substitute that in, this would be 3 minus 3, which is 0, times whatever is 0. Plug in 8, it'll be 8 minus 8, which is 0, and 0 times something is 0. That's the zero product property.